Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 5, Chapter 20, Shloka 14 to 17. Who is the Lord of all sacrificial offerings? By His grace, Gopāl Prabhu. So, this is a phrase. Please repeat. Tadvipapatihi Prayovrato Rajan Hiranyareta Nama Swam Deepam Saptabhya Swaputrebhyo Yata Bhagam Vibhajya Swayam Tapa Atistita Vasu Vasudana Drudha Ruchi Nabhigupta Stutyavrata Vivikta Vamadeva Namabhyaha. Synonyms, please repeat. Tadvipapatihi, the master of that island. Priyavritaha, the son of Maharaja Priyavrita. Rajan, O king. Hiranyareta, Nama, named. Swam, his own. Vipam, island. Saptabhya, unto 7. Swaputrebhya, his own sons. Yata bhagam, according to division. Vibhagya, dividing. Swayam, himself. Tapaha atishtata, engaged in austerities. Vasu, unto Vasu. Vasudana, Drudha Ruchi, Nabhigupta, Stutyavrata, Vivikta, Vamadeva, Namabhyaha, named. Translation by His Divine Grace Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki jai. O king, another son of Maharaja Priyavrita, Hiranyareta, was the king of this island. He divided it into 7 parts, which is delivered to his 7 sons according to the rights of inheritance. The king then retired from family life to engage in austerities. The names of those sons are Vasu, Vasudana, Drudha Stutyavrita, Nabhigupta, Vivikta, and Vamadeva. Please repeat. O king, another son of Maharaja Priyavrita, Hiranyareta, was the king of this island. He divided it into 7 parts, which he delivered to his 7 sons according to the rights of inheritance. The king then retired from family life to engage in austerities. The name of those sons are Vasu, Vasudana, Drudha Stutyavrita, Nabhigupta, Vivikta, and Vamadeva. We'll go with next shloka's translations. Meanwhile, check the sound. It is okay. Right. In those 5/20/15, in those 7 islands, there are 7 boundary mountains known as Chakra, Chatushranga, Kapila, Chitrakuta, Devanika, Urdhvaroma, and Dravina. There are also 7 rivers known as Ramakulya, Madhukulya, Mitravinda, Shrutavinda, Devagarbha, Gritachyuta, and Mantramala. 5/20/16. Translation. The inhabitants of the island of Kushadvipa are celebrated as the Kushalas, Kovidas, Abhiyuktas, and Kulakas. They are like the Brahmanas, Kshatriyas, Vaishyas, and Sudras, respectively. By bathing in the waters of those rivers, they all become purified. They are expert in performing ritualistic ceremonies according to the orders of the Vedic scriptures. Thus, they worship the Lord in his accept as the demigod of fire. Parasya Brahmana Sakshat Jata Vedosi Havyavad Devanam Purushanganam Yagnena Purusham Yajeti. This is 5:20:17. This is the mantra by which the inhabitants of Kushadvipa worship the fire god. O fire god, you are a part of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Hari, and you can carry to him all the offerings of sacrifices. Therefore, we request you to offer to the Supreme Personality of Godhead the yagnic ingredients we are offering the demigod, for the Lord is the real enjoyer. Purport by Sri Venkateswara Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. The demigods are servants who assist the Supreme Personality of Godhead. If one worships the demigods, as servants of the Supreme, carry the sacrificial offerings to the Lord, like tax collectors collecting revenue from the citizens and bringing it to the government's treasury. The demigods cannot accept the sacrificial offerings. They simply carry the offerings to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. As stated by Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakura, Yasya Prasadat Bhagavad Prasadaha. Since the Guru is the representative of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, he carries to the Lord whatever is offered to him. Similarly, all the demigods, as faithful servants of the Supreme Lord, hand over to the Supreme Lord whatever is offered to them in sacrificial performances. There is no fault in worshipping the demigods with this understanding. But to think that the demigods are independent of the Supreme Personality of Godhead and equal to him is Kritagnana, a loss of intelligence. Kamastester Kritagnana. Bhagavad Gita 7:20. One who thinks that the demigods themselves are the actual benefactors is mistaken. Om Agnanatimirantasya Gnananjanakshalakaya Chakshurmenilikam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Svayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurum Vaishnavam Cha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajeevam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namaste Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Rishabhanusute Devi Pranamami Haripriye Pancha Kalpatarubhyasya Krupa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Namo Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prestaya Putale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swamin Hitinamine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pasyat Deshatarine Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Sri Vasadi Gauravakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Yes. Done.
So thank you very much for joining us on this Srimad Bhagavatam.
Done. More. Yes.
Joining us on the Srimad Bhagavatam. So here, this is the system, how the demigods, reputed agents of the Lord, to perform their duties. See? In the Bhagavad Gita, I think it is 3:12.
Yes. Ishtan Bhogan Hugo Deva Dasyante Yagna Bhavitaha Terdattan Aprada Yebhyo Yo Bhumte Stena Evachataha. In charge of the various necessities of life, the demigods, being satisfied by the performance of yagna, sacrifice, will supply all necessities to you. But he who enjoys such gifts without offering them to the demigod in return is certainly a thief.
So you see in this verse how the system is set up by the Lord. Yes? How they are supposed to collect the offerings. I think just one verse before.
Yeah. 10 onwards.
3:10.
10 onwards. In the beginning of creation, the Lord of all creatures sent forth generations of men and demigods, along with sacrifices for Vishnu, and blessed them by saying, Be thou happy by this yagna sacrifice, because its performance will bestow upon you everything desirable for living happily and achieving liberation. Jai Shri.
So you see here, three ten,
Yes.
not finished.
Done. 310. Next one.
3:10. Just go to 3:10.
Okay.
So you see here how the system was set up, the whole arrangement of the Lord, that how they can live happily by performing of this sacrifice. Of course, all this starts with the statement of 3:9, Yajnanatra Karmanayatra.
Lokoyam karma bandha. Tadarham.
So everyone has to perform sacrifice for the pleasure of the Lord. This is the system, because everyone is born to this material world to work, because when you're covered by Maya, then you are subject to work. So it's 6:154. Then you go to 6:154, Madhya. So you see here, this is how everyone is covered by by Maya. So when they're covered by Maya,
Vishnu Shakti Paraprokta Kshetra Gnatna Tadapara Avidya Karma Sangamna Tritiya Shakti Rishyate. The internal potency of the Supreme Lord Vishnu is spiritual, as verified by the Shastras. There is no another spiritual potency. There is another spiritual potency known as Kshetragna, or the living entity. The third potency, which is known as Nescience, makes the living entity godless and fills him with fruitive activity.
so you see this point here. So the living entity who have taken birth here, they're covered by Maya. And Maya is making him godless and make him work like an ass. See this point? So when he works for his own senses, then he gets implicated. He gets covered by Maya. So he starts thinking that he is the performer Pakirti Kiryamanani,
Gunai karma nisab.
start thinking that he's the doer. So when he gets covered by false ego, he starts doing things and he thinks he's the performer. And because he does that, Krishna says in 3.9 that he gets what? Bonded. That karma? Bandhan.
Bandhana.
Bonded. So how to escape this bondage? That has been described. That he has to perform
Sacrifice.
yajna narka. He has to do yajna for Krishna. So this is a system. And of course, the Lord has deputed, says in the next verse, to
Demigod.
become happy, to come out of this mess, he has to offer sacrifice
Happily. For living happily.
for achieving happiness, for living happily and to come out of this entanglement. So yes, God has given sacrifice. See, this is the system. And of course, next verse it says that you must offer to the demigod.
The demigods, being pleased by sacrifices, will also please you. And thus, by cooperation between men and demigods, prosperity will reign for all.
Then this is how, because the demigod, like today we are learning that the demigod, when you offer, they will take that offering and give it to the Supreme Lord. They're not entitled to enjoy that. They are supposed to pass it over to the right. Next verse says,
In charge of various necessities of life, the demigods, being satisfied by the performance of yajna, sacrifice, will supply all necessities to you. But he who enjoys such gifts without offering them to the demigods in return is certainly a thief.
to that point. If you try to enjoy that by not offering this sacrifice, then you are classified as a
Thief.
thief. And anybody who is a thief, he will be subject to
Punishment.
punishment. See? So this is how the whole system is created. How you will be punished? That's the next question. Because if you don't offer the result to the demigod, then you are sinfully implicated. Correct? Yes, that is explained in 3.16.
Yeah.
That anyone who fails to do this sacrifice, right? You read that?
My dear Arjuna, one who does not follow in human life the cycle of sacrifice, thus established by the Vedas, certainly leads a life full of sin. Living only for the satisfaction of the senses, such a person lives in vain.
So if you don't do this sacrifice, you will be what?
Full of sin.
Implicated in performing sinful activities. See? Indriya, Rama. Agaha, Indriya. Agaha means sin, sinful. So you see how it goes. You are ordered to do sacrifice for the Lord through the demigods. Now, if you don't do that, then you will be implicated to performing sinful activities. Like a thief, you're stealing and enjoying. Definitely, the karma is what? You get implicated. So, when you get implicated, then it says, Mogam Partha, you are living in illusion.
Life of vain.
See?
Lives in vain.
Only for the satisfaction you live in vain. That means everything becomes messed up. Everything becomes, you follow. I explained that also by quoting 9:12,
Yes. Last.
All your hopes, your activities, your what? Karma, moga, karma, asa, karma what? Everything becomes messed up, you know.
9 to 1. Yes. मोगाश मोग कर्मणो मोग ज्ञान विचेतस राक्षसीम आसुरीम चैव प्रकृति मोहिनीं श्रिता.
So instead of becoming happy, you are attracted to demonic and atheistic
राक्षसीम आसुरीम. Yeah.
kind of a consciousness. So if you go in that way, this is what will happen. I see everything flows, you know. You understand? So of course, if you go into this kind of consciousness, the end result is that you have to go to hell, and you go to hell, and you're going to be taking severe consequences, right? Some people say that we are putting all this to frighten people. Huh? They say that, you know, in the Mayavad philosophy, they don't say all these things. They're very general and they're very warm. They don't call people rascals, fools. They say like that. Huh? What is this? Rakshasim and Asurim is very nice word. Huh? Who is using this word?
Krishna himself.
Huh? Who is speaking? Prabhupada. Prabhupada is speaking. He rewrote the Bhagavad Gita. Is it? Huh? You understand? So this is how they talk, you know. People who are what? Against the Lord. They try to what? Speak some nonsense. Because it's clear cut. Either there are two colors of people. One is demon and one is? What is that verse? 16:5, is it?
Yeah.
There are two classes of people. Correct? Either you are devotee or you are demon. Anyone who is not devotee of Krishna is classified as? I think there's another verse also, you know. Prabhupada quote many times.
Yeah.
Padma Puran, yeah.
Vishnu Bhakti.
If you show this verse, so you see here, there are two classes. Where are you going?
16:6.
16:6. Okay?
No, next one. This qualities.
Yeah.
दो सर्के लोकेस्मिन् दाश दैवी आश्रय एव च. Daiva. O son of Pruda, in this world there are two kinds of created beings. One is called divine and the other demonic. I have already explained to you at length the divine qualities. Now hear from me the demonic.
So how in the other verse in Padma Puran it completely shows the character?
Yes.
Yes.
Daiva Asrin Tadvipa.
Huh?
3.
What then? Adi?
Yeah.
So you see here, the quality is very clearly explained.
Vishnu Bhakta Smruto Daiva Asrat Tadviparyaya. There are two classes of men in the created world. One consists of the demonic and the other of the godly. The devotees of Lord Vishnu are godly, whereas those who are just the opposite are called demons.
So see the demonic quality, they won't do all this sacrifice. Their philosophy, eat, drink, and be merry, for tomorrow you will. And when you die, everything is finished. Okay? You see how their philosophy. You understand? There is no God in control. Everything is coming by sex desire. That's how everything is working. How they teach this philosophy. You follow? You understand? So there's consequence. So if you don't do that, of course, in 3:17 of Bhagavad Gita, and those who are transcendental, they don't have to do all this kind of sacrifice. Krishna also put that in 3:17.
Yes.
He says that. But
But-
for one who takes pleasure in the self, whose human life is one of self-realization and is satisfied in the self only, fully satisfied, for him, there's no duty. So this is talking about the
Yeah.
a pure devotee.
Good.
Understand? So a pure devotee, he doesn't need to do sacrifice. You follow here? Huh? So everyone has to do duty, has to do sacrifice. But a pure devotee doesn't, because he is already with the Lord. You understand this point? So transcendentally, I was always with the Lord. They don't require. You follow? So now, why are we not doing this? The question. You say, Prabhu, here that you must worship demigods, and demigod will offer to Krishna. But why you don't? You are going direct to Krishna. Why? Isn't it you are doing something wrong?
In the purport, through Guru we are going.
Purport.
In today's purport. Yasya prasada, Bhagavad prasada. We do in a way, we do through Guru.
So you see, of course, Prabhupada is explaining there in the purport. But the point is this, that we do not do this because, as we were discussing, when we were discussing, right, Thursday?
Yeah,
Was it
Thursday evening we were.
Because demigod worship can pollute your consciousness. Demigod worship can, how it can pollute? Because it says in 4:12, here it says,
Men in this world desire success in fruitive activities, and therefore they worship the demigods. Quickly, of course, men get results from fruitive works in this world.
is that? So when you go worship demigods, because the demigods, in order for them to give, they need the blessing of the Lord. No, not that they independently give the thing. That's also explained in 7:20,
22.
7:22, I
Yeah,
think.
yeah, 22.
That because they're giving you, but actually it's coming from me. You understand? So that's the process. But the common man, when he gets some favor from some demigod, he tend to awe and rever that particular demigod as all in all. You understand? Yeah? Do you understand what I'm saying? Yeah? So what's wrong with that? What is wrong with that? Suppose I worship the demigod as all in all, what's wrong with that? Huh? Krishna also said that this is wrong. In
23.
9:23, this is wrong. So why is it wrong? Can anyone explain why this is wrong? Why Krishna says it is wrong? Tell me. But here in the Bhagavad Gita, it says in 4:12, you worship demigod very quickly, you get result. Right? What? Temporary and limited. So what's wrong? I'm going to change the body anyway. I want them. Nowadays, everyone wants quick. A quick fix, they say. Yeah? All the banks are promoting that. Come quickly, we give you quickly, and you get entangled quickly. See how it goes. So why this is not correct? Because demigod worship will further entangle you in this material world. Worship of demigod will bring you to the planet of the demigod. Yanti Devan Virtan. Right? And if you go to this demigod place, then when your piety is finished, you again must come back. 921.
Yes. 920. Chine Punya.
921. Chene punya mate loka
Vision.
vishanti. So if you are interested in this way, going up and down, then you are demigod worship. Because it clearly says that demigod cannot liberate you. Demigod cannot
Liberate.
They themselves say,
10:51.
10, 51, 20.
20.
See, they say, apart from liberation, we can give you anything you want. Is that the point here?
All good fortune to you. Now please choose a benediction from us. Anything but liberation, since only the infallible Supreme Lord Vishnu can bestow that.
Is that? Only Vishnu, and that is also confirmed by Lord Shiva, correct? Vishnu Prada, Mukti Pradataha Vishnu na eva.
Samshaya.
So if you have to make a choice, if you want to enjoy your material benefits and get implicated, or you want to neglect this benefit and take the hard way, develop love for Krishna and go back home to the spiritual world. That's why Krishna also says, akama sarva kama va
Moksha kama udara.
moksha kama udaradi.
Tivrena bhakti.
Whatever you want to get material benefit, or you want to go to the, you don't want any benefit. What else?
Moksha kama.
Or you want to get liberation. By all means, you please take to the worship of.
Bhakti Yogena.
Can you go down
Yes.
and read the thing?
A person who has broader intelligence, whether he be full of all material desire, without any material desire, or desiring liberation, must by all means worship the Supreme Whole, the personality of Godhead.
Go to the Sanskrit.
Yes. Tivrena Bhakti Yogena.
Udaradi, the word there. You see the word? Udara, broad intelligence, Whereas you see demigod worshippers, they don't have this broad intelligence. They have what? Alpa Meda. What is that?
Alpa Medasa.
Huh?
7.
They have what? Kirtapagyan. This is a word used for demigod worship. Is that? You can see contaminated consciousness. Go to the translation. Word for word.
Yes.
Deprived of knowledge. You see that word? That means they don't have any good brains, So demigod worshippers don't have any good intelligence. You understand? And why they cannot get good intelligence? Tell me. Why they cannot get good intelligence?
They are not thinking about long-term benefit.
They're not thinking.
About long-term benefit.
Then why they cannot think? You are sitting here, you are understanding why they cannot understand. Why? This comes to the verse in Bhagavad Gita. What is that verse? When I ask everybody put the head down, why? Very famous verse, What is that? 2, again,
Bogus.
44.
Yeah, bogus.
So when you enjoy the senses, you cannot get good intelligence. You cannot get. You understand? Is that here?
Bogeshwarya prasaktanam tayapatraha chetasam vyavasayatmika buddhi samadho na vidiyate. In the minds of those who are too attached to sense enjoyment and material opulence and who are bewildered by such things, the resolute determination for devotional service to the Supreme Lord does not take place.
So you see here. So the consequence of trying to enjoy the senses will lead you to become what? Dull and dumb. This is further explained in another place, 5:5.
600.
16, 15 maybe, yeah.
Yeah.
You become what? You don't even know yourself.
16, right? Yeah.
Ah. You see,
16, yeah. The first point says, due to ignorance, the materialistic person does not know anything about his real self-interest, the auspicious path in life. He is simply bound to material enjoyment by lusty desires, and all his plans are made for this purpose. For temporary sense gratification, such a person creates a society of envy, and due to this mentality, he plunges into the ocean of suffering. Such a foolish person does not even know about this.
see that? You not even know about this. You cannot know. See, you follow? See, that is how detrimental it is to trying to enjoy the senses. And you see, it says here, it plunges into an ocean of
Suffering.
suffering. See the consequence. Huh? You follow? So that's why demigod worship is dangerous, because they will afford give you material benefit freely. Antavatu palatesham bhaktya alpha medas. They give you, yeah, you take. You know, whatever you want, you enjoy. But because you are enjoying unrestrictedly, therefore you get into this kind of consciousness. You understand? When you get into this kind of consciousness, then it's detrimental. In fact, there's another word, it says that by getting this benefit from the demigod, they will dare even to offend the demigod. What to speak?
98.
Oh, in short, to put you in short, that you cannot develop any good qualities by worshipping demigod. You cannot get any good qualities. That's why demigod worship is not recommended at all. See? Although, yes, the demigod you offer them, they got the right to take to the Lord and all that. But there is a process where you can also go directly. In fact, in the later chapter, Krishna says, you come to me directly. Yeah? Whatever you do, whatever you eat, you do it as an offering to
Me.
that means direct, is it not? That he doesn't want you to go to the indirect process. Because of this consciousness, because of this worshipping, that's why worshipping demigod is very risky business. Very, because you can get sidetracked, you know. Because this wealth is very what?
Disturbing.
Tempting. Huh? Yes.
Yes.
Anyway, they only ask for wealth, you know. It says that Narada is speaking about it in 10:8, I think. Among all kind of the what? Opulence, wealth is the most
Yeah.
dangerous. Most what?
Narada Muni said, among all the attractions of material enjoyment, the attraction of riches bewilders one's intelligence more than having beautiful bodily features, taking birth an aristocratic family, and being led. When one is uneducated but falsely puffed up by the wealth, the result is that one engages his wealth in enjoying wine, women, and gambling.
Yes. So this is why the demigod worship is very risky. You know, because wealth can bewilder this Bhogeshwara, Bhoga and Aishwarya, Prasaktanam, attached to this. Then Bhoga, Aishwarya, Prasak, Kaya Paharta,
Chetas.
bewildered. Devatsamaka Buddhi,
Samadho na vidhi.
Madhavana Vidyate. You follow this point. It further says that if you go on like this, then you are living like a dull and what? A dull person. You know, I think this is in 11, 21, 22, I think. See how this all goes progressive. See?
Because of absorption in sense gratification, one cannot recognize himself or others. Living uselessly in ignorance like a tree, one is merely breathing just like a bellows.
Next verse.
Those statements of scripture promising fruitive rewards do not prescribe the ultimate good for men, but are merely enticements for executing beneficial religious duties, like promises of candy spoken to induce a child to take beneficial medicine. 21.
No, but this is very important, this verse.
Candy.
Because this is why demigod worship is encouraged. Like a child, giving him what? Some candy. Because if he doesn't have any worship and getting any benefit, then he'll go into becoming an atheist. That's even far worse. And nowadays that's happening actually. Everyone is becoming atheistic because they're getting whatever they want. So why need God for that? You understand this point? That's why it is here. These are what? Enticement for executing beneficial religious duties. At least they acknowledge there's some superior personality.
Yes.
This is the point. So you see how the whole Vedic system has been designed to facilitate this. You understand? So you see how the whole program. So in order to help the devotees, Krishna says, you come to me. Correct? There's no need to go and do all this. Because the method of sacrifice is also there. It is not that we have forgone this sacrifice method, no. Because without sacrifice, then everything is corrupt. See? So there are methods of sacrifice, especially in Kali Yuga. The sacrificial method is what?
Sankirtana.
Huh?
Sankirtana.
Because any other sacrifice will not work. Even you go and do this demigod worship, there's no guarantee that the demigod will also. Yes? Correct? So therefore, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has given us this very easy method. Kali Kale,
Namarupe Krishna.
no, Kali Kale, what down?
Kalira Dharma
4, 7, 11.
Yeah.
No, 4, sorry, 7, 11. Antya.
Yeah. Krishna Shakti Vina
Kalire, what?
Krishna Shakti Vina Nahe Parartana.
No,
And
the
then
beginning
the second
line.
line.
The beginning line.
Yeah. Kali Kalera Dharma Krishna Nama Sankirtana.
Kali Kalera Dharma
Krishna Nama
Krishna Nama
Sankirtana.
Sankirtan. See that?
Yes.
So this is the process that is for Kali Yuga. What is the process? Nama Sankirtanam. See? And it is not that if you do this directly to Krishna, the demigods are going to be what? Upset. They're going to be what? Upset. No, they're not going to be upset. Because by worshipping the Lord, then all demigods become satisfied. See? It's explained in 3:7:20 in this verse. Devo Devo Janardanaha. Is that?
Yeah.
Can you read this?
Persons whose austerity is meager can hardly obtain the service of the pure devotees, progressing on the path back to kingdom of Godhead, the Vaikunthas. Pure devotees engage 100% in glorifying the Supreme Lord, who is the Lord of the demigods and the controller of all living entities.
See, he is the Lord of all the demigods
and living in.
controller of all. You understand? So that's the position of the Lord. So if you please Him, it is like pouring water onto the root of the tree. Huh? You can go to 8, 5, 48,
49. 49.
49.
Yatha hi skandha. When one pours water on the root of a tree, the trunk and branches of the tree are automatically pleased. Similarly, when one becomes a devotee of Lord Vishnu, everyone is served, for the Lord is the super soul for everyone.
See that point there? Everyone is
Served.
purport.
Yeah. As stated,
No, go down.
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. As also stated elsewhere in Bhagavatam, Yata taror mula nishechanena tripyanti taskanda bhujopashakaha pranopaharascha yatendriyanam tataiva sarvahanam achyutecha. Just by pouring water on the root of a tree, one nourishes its trunk and all its branches, fruits and flowers, and just by supplying food to the stomach, one satisfies all the limbs of the body. Similarly, by worshipping Lord Vishnu, one can satisfy everyone.
To that point. So this is what Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has given us.
Yes.
Chanting of Krishna's name is the Kalire Dharma.
Krishna Nama Sankirtan.
Very simple, very easy. You can do anywhere, any place. And by chanting the name of the Lord, everyone becomes no, what we say, hard and fast rule.
Nama Karibam.
Anyone can do this. See how very complicated matter Krishna has made it easy for us. Right?
Yes.
So why it is so easy? Not everyone taking to it. A question? Why?
Yesham Tvantagatam Papam.
Huh?
Yesham Tvantagatam Papam. Unless they finish their sinful activities, they cannot.
Sinful.
Yeah.
Because they are sinful, but the holy name is more powerful. They can deliver anyone. Huh? Why they not taking to the chanting? What's the answer? Why the chanting is so easy? Why they not doing it?
Because we are not preaching fully.
Huh? Why? So many anarthas. So many anarthas you cannot chant. Huh? Why? What is the reason? Yes, you need the mercy of a. Without that mercy, you cannot. All of you are born from Hindu background, is it not? You were also knowing Krishna. For Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, you may not know. But other persons, all you may know, correct? Since young, you have been worshipping the Lord, is it not?
Yeah.
Correct? So why you did not develop that ecstasy in chanting? Why? Why? Why didn't you develop? Oh, I knew already, Prabhu. I was chanting from birth, in the womb actually. Huh? What? Why? What's the reason? Because you need the association of the
Devotees.
that is explained in this verse 22:51, is it? 22:51.
Mahat
Madhya.
Unless one is favored by a pure devotee, one cannot attain the platform of devotional service. To say nothing of Krishna Bhakti, one cannot even be relieved from the bondage of material existence.
Is that point here? But then argument comes again. But you said that now anyone who worships the Lord is a devotee, correct? And the demigods are all worshippers of Vishnu, correct? So why if I go to them I cannot get Krishna? Question, why? The demigods are also servants of the Lord, is it not?
You need to go.
Yes. So why we go to them, we cannot get Krishna Bhakti? If they can take all your offering and offer to him, why they cannot bring you to Krishna? Question, why?
2, 3, 12.
Huh? Hello? What is the reason?
So, in 721, as he told, he will only increase the faith when they want demigod to be yo yo yam yam tanam.
I cannot, because you're speaking here. What is he saying?
In 721, Krishna saying yo yo yam yam tanam bhakta. Krishna himself increasing their faith when they worship demigod, particular deity.
Yeah. So Krishna is pushing you to worship demigod. But he's in the, and also he's saying this is not correct.
Yeah.
That means look like Krishna is telling lies. Huh? What?
Krishna has given free will to devas and demigods also. Because demigods also come
Actually, it's not free will. In that verse, if anyone he detects is very much keen in getting some favor, he will direct them to something.
Yes.
That's the word actually. So why is he doing that? Why? Why can't he bring that soul train to him and finish the matter? Why?
With force, love will
Huh?
with
What is the reason for that? Huh? Huh?
the desire of the devotee.
Yeah, he desires that they want to enjoy, so he guides them to demigod. Knowingly it is wrong. Why he's doing that?
So the jiva has the wrong intention.
Huh?
Jiva has the wrong intention. And he's
No, but he is giving now. Correct. Yes, he is giving. He is pushing the living entity to you go Shiva. Why?
they're not interested in Krishna directly.
They are not interested in Krishna.
And therefore, in order to not just lead them to go to hell, like materialistic gradual, that bring them into obedience to a proxy. So they at least stay within the Vedic injunctions.
But the demigod worship cannot help him anyway. Why is the Lord doing that?
429.
They become
There's not compassion of the Lord.
this another question at this point. You're all of us are doing. I was doing it not all from. So demigods are definitely higher than ourselves. Why doesn't the demigod so-called devotee of gas?
Question? That's the question I'm asking.
Demigods also they are reputed to offer material benefits.
Yeah.
And many of them are not good. Some of them. Many of them are not.
Yeah. 614.
But at least they know Krishna is God. Why they not bringing you to Krishna?
They are not by Krishna
Like-
to offer material benefits.
In 310 just now we saw, right? Krishna himself put them in that position to take the offering.
Unless we go to them for Krishna, they have to do their duty of giving the material benefits.
It's in 4:29, 45. Huh? It says here in this verse,
Despite the cultivation of Vedic knowledge, which is unlimited, and the worship of different demigods by the symptoms of Vedic mantras, demigod worship does not help one to understand the supreme, powerful personality of Godhead.
so this is already been put.
Why?
Why? It explained here that demigod cannot give you devotion.
But like say you see the incident, one of the devotee you mentioned going ask
Shiva.
who is supreme, and he went to ask, and then the flower fell down.
Yeah.
Right? Even the incident when the Goswami,
No, after the flower fell down, he never went back to Shiva again. He came to us. That's the distinction, you know. Unless you go to the devotee, you
devotee was worshipping Durga and offered the garland made from the tree, but until asked Durga why you are so happy, Durga also didn't say anything.
no, you say you didn't ask me.
Unless the worshipper asks specifically.
Yeah. But he will not ask because he's getting his material desires fulfilled. There's no need for him to ask. That's why if you go and talk to such people, they'll argue with you until the cow goes home. They'll keep arguing and I no, like so many Saivas.
Even
They are hell bent that Lord Shiva is the supreme.
they
You
are not.
understand? That's why it's also explained in that verse 20, what? 145. Huh?
Yeah. After
See?
seeing various scriptures.
So if you study all these Purans also, they are what? 6 in the mode of goodness, 6 in the mode of passion, 6 in the mode of
Ignorance.
ignorance. So if you study that particular Puran about that particular demigod, he will proclaim that he is the supreme. You follow? So a person who is worshipping this demigod, he will think, yes, it says in this Puran. You understand? Can you read that?
Yes. There are many types of Vedic literatures and supplementary Puranas. In each of them, there are particular demigods who are spoken as the chief demigods. This is just to create an illusion for moving and non-moving living entities. Let them perpetually engage in such imaginations. However, when one analytically studies all these Vedic literatures collectively, he comes to the conclusion that Lord Vishnu is one and only Supreme Personality of God.
To that point here, can you go up? I mean, go to the this. This is spoken, who are spoken as the chief demigod. This is just to create an illusion for moving and non-moving living entities. This is another work of Maya. You understand? Huh? You follow?
Why?
Because the only way you can go to the Lord is by taking shelter of a pure devotee. You cannot do any other shortcuts.
No, they are also pure devotees.
No, but they have got limited powers. They cannot give you devotional service.
Why creating illusion for moving and non-moving? Why creating illusion for
Because unless you put them in illusion, they won't want to enjoy their sense gratification. The primary thing is to enjoy the senses.
but then that is not free.
Yeah.
No, there's free will to choose.
Everything.
Again, arranged by Krishna only.
Yeah, everything is so
Of course, everything has to be arranged by the Lord Himself. Nothing can work independently from the Lord's purview. So the Lord is pushing that because He knows that the living entity wants this facility and He wants to enjoy this thing. That's it.
say if I'm sure that God, He will guide me to a particular demigod I want.
Yes, that's what He says in 722.
But then also He says, whatever you do, you should do. Or you cannot guide me to worship.
That time,
Yes, that He will do.
Krishna also gives us.
Yes, that He will do. Bahunam janmanam ante jnanavan mam prapadyante vasudevam sabhamiti sahamatma sudurlabha. That He does. The moment after many births, He realized that what?
this is wrong.
Krishna is everything. Then yes, He will put you into.
The pure duty is also a representative of demigod.
Yeah. Sarva Deva Mayo Guru.
He is also representative of the demigod.
Yes,
Pure devotee.
yeah. Because the pure devotee's position is higher than the demigod. Why? Because he can give you Krishna.
Mad Bhakta Puja.
You understand? Demigod, you see, explained, the demigod explained in that verse 11 to what? 5, 6, you know.
5, 6.
The demigods can only award you according to your karma.
Attendance of.
They cannot give you anything beyond. But as a pure devotee can get rid of your karma. There's a two different positions. Understand? That's why pure devotees are glorified by the Lord. Whereas demigods are not.
Often some of our Sampradaya acharyas have been good.
Yeah.
Our Sampradaya started by demigod, Lord
Yeah.
Brahma.
Haridas
He is
Thakur.
the acharya. So he has a dual role. Understand?
Demigods.
So then Supreme Goswami is clarifying that what is as per the modes of material nature and kala, everybody is destined to go to that place, that position. It's Supreme Goswami has explained.
Yeah, that's a good point. Is that a person is implicated according to the modes. That's why it says in that 24330, those who are completely in the mode of ignorance, they will be very much attracted to worshipping Lord Shiva. Those who are mixed with more than ignorance and passion, they go to Durga. And the person who is in the mode of goodness and ignorance is with Ganesh. A person who is more goodness and passion,
Sun God.
he worship the sun god. Person in pure goodness, he will go to
Vishnu.
Krishna. See, according to the mode, a person will be inclined to that particular worship. So that's another point. So the real thing is that if you want to come to Krishna, it is not cheap. It's not what? That you simply take your bag and walk in. Yes? No. You follow? It requires a lot of capacity on your part. You must have done many.
Heaps of.
Or by the mercy of the spiritual master. That he simply by his mercy, he elevates you. That is the word Kirata, Hundara, Pulinda, Puratsa.
248.
What was that?
248.
Take that up. You see, even you are low class, you are born in all this kind of contaminated consciousness and birthplaces, you can be elevated, provided you get the mercy of the pure devotee. So pure devotee has the right to override all this condition. You understand? That's why Krishna also said 9:30. No? Anyone who takes up devotional service, even though he's a rascal of the lowest order, he is considered as sadhu reva
Samantavya.
mantavya. And then he said the next line, Shipram Bhavanti Dhar, it very quickly they will become
Righteous.
Dharmatma. You see how he flows. So in other words, of course, demigod worship is not so good and all that, but Krishna has made conditions that still you can what? Come to him if you contact his pure. You understand this point? Your devotees are the what? The key.
Coming to material desires, somebody has material desire, some wealth or whatever. What about a person who is of criminal mentality and a criminal desire?
Huh?
How does that get fulfilled then? Because no demigod will approve it.
Yeah, no demigod will approve criminal desires.
But still, still approve. They still approve.
Actually,
there is what we see crime is happening. Somebody is raping women, somebody is murdering people. So how do those, and definitely that person has a desire to do that act or enjoy that act.
Yes.
How did it get approved?
You see, he is in the mode of ignorance. So when a person is in the mode of ignorance, owing to the modes, the activity is approved according to the mode. You understand? So because he's in the mode of ignorance, his conditioning is like that he wants to do this thing, then by the mode he's allowed to do. And when he's caught and going to hang, it's also the mode. Correct? Consequence, can you go to 5:15 Bhagavad Gita?
Also, the victim
5:15. You see here, you can read this.
Yes.
Can you read?
Yeah. Not
See this verse.
5:15. Nor does the Supreme Lord assume anyone's sinful or pious activities. Embodied beings, however, are bewildered because of the ignorance which covers their real knowledge.
Is that? Huh? The Lord is not responsible. It's neutral. But according to the modes, it's consequent. Ignorance, you see, because bewildered. Huh?
Sanction.
Because she is permitted and how? Karanam gunasangosya sat asat yoni janmasu. Karanam is yeah, is the this is before the verse it says that I am the witness and the sanctioner. Ultimately everything has to be sanctioned by the Lord. He is the supreme controller. Nothing works independently from him. So how does it work? If you are in the modes, according to your association in the mode, you will develop similar births. You understand? So the demigods, they are in charge of the modes. Have we explained this now? Mode of ignorance who? Huh?
Durga.
You understand? So he will get you to do all ignorant things. Killing, shooting, everything. Mode of destruction, no? Correct? But if you are a little better, then you go to Durga. Also the same. So that's why it says, go above the modes, Arjuna. The Vedas deal with only the
Modes.
Traigunya Vishaya Veda, Nistraigunya Bhava Arjuna. You cannot stay in the mode. It's very dangerous.
How is it possible? When you practice devotional service, you're writing about it.
Yes.
But then again, devotional service is also classified under devotional service done in the mode of practice.
That is if you don't do devotional service properly. If you don't follow properly, you sleep, you don't come for Mangala Arati and do all kind of crazy thing and then chant, then you get into the modes. Then you develop all kind of crazy ideas, independent, fighting, quarreling, bickering, all this will come. You understand? If you do properly and go above, then this kind of thinking will not come. You understand? It is not simply, because you're devotee and you're getting wild ideas. Why are you getting wild ideas? Because you're doing wild things. You understand? Primarily, if you don't surrender to the spiritual master and you do what? Devotional service in a what? Uninterrupted and what is that verse? 14:26. Unfailing. What? That Sanskrit is what?
Ahaitaki apratya.
What? Abhyacharini.
Abhyavichar.
Correct?
Mamcha abhyavicharena. Bhakti.
Abhyabhicharena. Abhyabhicharena. This is what actually it means a prostitute.
Abhyavichar is
This means a prostitute actually. That means you make your consciousness like a prostitute. Then you're going to fall down. Huh?
Vyabhichari is prostitute. Abhyavichari is opposite.
Yeah. So I'm saying if you make your consciousness like that, then what's the consequence? Yet, why the stress is so much on coming in the morning? Why? For fun. No, Prabhu, only Sunday or today, Saturday. Saturday is temple day. Other day is sleeping day. Then what are you going to do? What are you going to get? Understand? You're going to become a prostitute. Your consciousness will become what? A prostitute. Yeah. No, my residence, I find it very near my workplace, so I can go to work very easily. But why don't you think I should find a residence near the temple? Which is going to save you, your work or the temple? The work. Changi Business Park. What? This is nonsense. This is what? Nonsense. This is polluted consciousness. Then your devotional service will also be polluted. You understand? Primary thing will be fault finding. Oh, temple management is screwed up. They're embezzling money. They're doing all this kind of thing. Yeah. Yes, sir. This is devotional service in what? passion, ignorance. You understand? Nothing works so fun. Everything works according to the input you put. Yes? Yeah. How are you going to get devotional service like that? Krishna is very kind. He knows my heart. Yeah, he knows you very well. Don't think that Krishna is a fool. You understand? Krishna is the what? A fool. I know everybody. Too well, he said. But me, nobody knows.
Veda.
Eh?
Mam tu Vedana.
So try to understand. You cannot, among the cheaters, I am the greater cheater. So devotional service means devotional service. Playing the rules according to the direction given by the spiritual master. When you try to do this shortcut, this card, that, it's only become a mess. All consciousness, they are fighting, quarreling, bickering, all will come. Why? Why this comes? Because you're not practicing Krishna. Every day you're working with these rascals. What they are thinking out there? How to become saintly. Your office, how much office politics is there? No politics. Everyone is what? Very pure. Huh? Tell me. And you are getting that kind of what? Association. So how you will come here and become what? Saintly? What? And immediately you come inside, you see the devotees are sleeping, you see the temple is not clean. Huh? The same thing are you getting in? You understand? And polluted consciousness. What? Polluted consciousness. And then on top of that, when you get corrected, worse still. Wow, this see the devotees are too much. Understand? This is how the consciousness gets polluted. And in this kind of polluted consciousness, how are you going to make spiritual life fun? Not possible. It's not possible. You understand? And worse still, when in this kind of consciousness you go on, then you will what? Degrade down to going to worshipping the demigods or becoming a Mayavad, just like that verse, 826. What is that? Antya Ramachandra Puri.
Yeah.
Correct? Don't think that you are safe, because you are devotee, you are safe. Listen, you can go down also. Understand? You see here it's explained in this verse. What happens? Ramachandra Puri was thus denounced by Madhavendra Puri due to his offense. Gradually, material desire appeared within him. Hello? This is not going what? Retrograde. Going on? You don't think that it is just for, I come to Krishna, I'm safe and sound. No? If you start offending, then conscious. What is explained in the purport? You see that?
Yes.
The word vasanam, material desire, refer to dry speculative. That means you become a Mayavad. You become a what? Mayavad. And material desires also will come in. That's what his name. Saubhari Muni.
Yeah.
Huh?
Offense to the devotee.
What's his name?
Saubhari.
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 He got lusty desires. He came out and married 27
50.
queens.
50.
Huh?
50.
Oh, 50. I'm underrated. 50 queens. Hello. Yeah. So you see how you can go. And then to get more and more material desire, you will go quickly to the demigod. Quick deposit. Right? You see how everything, it's not. If you got a choice. If you want to make a mistake, then it's going to be degrading. You understand? Don't think that it is what? Of course, if you are just surrendered, then Krishna declared very clearly, my devotee will not perish. You see in the Bhagavad Gita, Chipram Bhavanti Dharmatma, he said again, Kauntaya Pratijane Mahabhakta Parnashati. Why he said that? Because again, from saintly birth, you became a rascal and now you're becoming a devotee. Okay, now you are not again because I will protect you if you play the rules and regulation according to the
Yeah.
spiritual man. When you try to break that rule, then finish. Who have protection? When you make offense to holy name, you can be delivered by the holy name. But you make offense to the devotee, there is no. What is the song?
Hariname aparade.
Tomastane aparade, nahi paritran. You understand? You mess around. For just like Ambarish Maharaj, he was so simple. Yeah, Durvasha was very what powerful yogi. Correct. See what happened? You follow? So, as we are all now condemning demigod worship, we understand the detrimentalness of that. But again, if we are not careful, you can also fall down to that. Yes. Practically, I have seen many houses I go. Have some Ganesh over there, or some Shiva is there. Also, they are initially devotees. I don't know. What are you doing? Why?
Malaysia very rampant.
Huh?
Malaysia very rampant.
In altar itself.
Malaysia.
Malaysia, everywhere. India also. India also, many houses. Of course, I'm familiar. I go to the houses. Wow, what kind of altar is this? No, Prabhu, we something. Huh? Hello? Yeah?
No, but
Yes? See, he's shaking his head. He's
No.
coming here for so many years, and you see, I don't know about the others. But hopefully, you don't. Maybe when I'm coming, you quickly hide away.
no, but wait. If you see today's purport, Prabhupada is saying, with this consciousness, if someone worship demigod, we don't have a problem. Like this, you were saying.
I already explained what the detrimental of it.
Yeah.
Prabhupada said like that, but did he encourage anyone to worship demigod?
It's a slippery. It's a slippery slope.
Huh?
It's a slippery slope. Slippery slope.
Slippery slope. Yeah. Soap also there.
Slope.
So far.
You will slip and fall and break your back. Boy. Come on, think carefully. So therefore, you have to get very good association. And therefore, association is very, so it says, even though you advance, still you need.
Associate.
Why? Because all this kind of contamination, you're safeguarded, devotees will protect you. Understand? Nobody talk like this to anybody. So, if I do this, oh, Prabhu, your class is very heavy. So we must be light, to accommodate all this. Is that? And if you do that, then you cannot go back to God. That's clear. This is in this verse. 19:167.
Yeah.
7. Is it that?
Anya Vilashita Sunya.
No, 168.
168, right? This one day before yesterday also. Anya Vancha Anya. A pure devotee must not cherish any desire other than to serve Krishna. He should not offer worship to the demigods or to mundane personalities.
Not offer worship to the demigods or
To mundane personalities.
Sai Baba. Hello?
Jai Jai.
Kuvera. They got some Chinese thing, they put this Kuvera. Laughing. They have a temple also. I saw while driving to Chennai. I saw a laughing Buddha temple on the road. Oh, immense! Wow, they're so anti-China. They put a Chinese god there. Indian, is he? Read on.
He should not cultivate artificial knowledge, which is devoid of Krishna consciousness, and he should not engage himself in anything other than Krishna conscious activities. One must engage all one's purified senses in the service of the Lord. This is the favorable education of Krishna conscious activities.
With that, so that should be the consciousness. Not that, of course, if you know that the demigods are part and parcel of Krishna, so that's all right, and no. It is not all right because it's not the instruction of the spiritual master. You cannot try to supersede that. But that will be very detrimental. That's like the Madhavendra Puri, correct? He offended his guru. Sorry, what's his name?
Ramachandra Puri,
Ramachandra Puri he offended his.
Madhavendra
Immediately material desires what?
came in the heart.
Came into the heart. You understand? To come to Krishna consciousness takes many, many births. Huh? And to go back,
One offense.
so you think, understand, to capture Krishna is not such an easy program. What? Buy some bananas and give him or put some few rupees. Huh? Possible. Hello. Krishna only comes to somebody he chooses. You know, not by a vast knowledge or this or that. That verse is 1087:27 purport.
Yeah.
What is that? What is that verse?
Nayamatma Pravachanena. 2936 also.
So purport, you can see there. You see, Krishna says,
Nayamatma Pravachanena na labhyo na medhaya na bahuna shrutena yame vaishyashi vrinite tena labhyas tasyeva atma vivrinate tanasvam.
what the translation? Not there.
I am not sure. It's 27, right? Yeah. This supreme self cannot be reached by argumentation or by applying one's independent brain power or by studying many scriptures. Rather, he alone can achieve the self whom the self chooses to favor. To that person, the self reveals his own true personal form.
Bhakto Shime Chaka.
Chaiti rahasyam hi hetu.
Yes, because you are my friend and my devotee, therefore I am revealing all this to you. So how to become a friend and devotee? That's not according to your what? Your terms, whose terms? Huh? Yes. So okay, I guess I have explained my things clearly. If you have any questions,
Because there's so much of propensity for self-gratification that Brahma, Lord, as per Lord's instruction, only Brahma created all the designs. First, all the designs were created. Virat Rupa also created all senses and God, demigods, all the demigods created by Lord. Lord's Maya is so bewildering that everybody is working. The Lord has created Shastra.
no, but then he has given a condition. You Devi is Gunamai, Mama Maya. Mam eva prapadyante. That's the point. What's the point? Then you can overcome Maya. So that's what is the whole thing about. How to take shelter through the spiritual master. Go to Krishna. You cannot try to do your own way. It will not work. Then these material desires forever you will fructify. You understand? On and on and on you will go into your heart. So to come out of that, this is the condition. Anya vilasita sunyam jnana karma anavritam. Anukulena Krishnanu. You have to be anukul. What is that anukul? Huh? You have to do this devotional service with the direction of the spiritual master. You cannot try your way, it will not work. Especially when you're independent, money and all, everything in your hand, then independent consciousness will be there. Yes? No, I like, I go. I don't like, I don't go. I like, I do. I don't like, I don't do. This is independent. Correct? Yes? So why? Why independent? Because there's no guru. My mind is my guru. Correct? That's why the whole scripture says, the worst enemy you got is your
Mind.
You never say other person, this person. Your biggest enemy is your
5, 6,
What is that? 7,
6.
8, 7, 8, 9. 7, 8, 9. Okay? Prahlad Maharaj is speaking
Yeah.
to the father. He is giving advice to his father. 5 years old boy. You know? Can you imagine how the father's ego will be?
Prahlad Maharaja continued, "My dear father, please give up your demonic mentality. Do not discriminate in your heart between enemies and friends. Make your mind equipoised towards everyone. Except for the uncontrolled and misguided mind, there is no enemy within this world. When one sees everyone on the platform of equality, one then becomes to the position of worshipping the Lord perfectly."
That. So this is why we are here, because we have listened to this uncontrolled
Mind.
and so many births we have taken, and again we want to do all nonsense. Then what to do? Yes? Hello?
Yes.
Okay. Anything else? You probably, yeah?
One question, though, if you don't mind. Not to sound wrong way, but I feel I may be committing the same offense also. But in a very general context, is it, like you said just now, we go outside, we go to get this consciousness, or even as a full-time devotee, you might be in the temple and we see many things, and we might start to question. Is it right to question the temple authority? But how to say, even if they seem to be doing something wrong and you feel like it, is it right?
You can, if you're having doubt, you bring the problem to the authorities themselves and ask. Humbly you can ask. Right? There's no stipulation that you cannot ask. Correct? Yes? Not that the authorities are immune. No. You can always ask any question, and if they can, I should be able to clear your doubts. Yes? You follow? Or you can learn how to see also. You can always look at the glass half full or half empty. That's your choice how you want to see. But if you want to see always, half empty and not see half full, then that's another thing. Correct? And usually in the third class platform, you're always finding faults. That's the nature. When you go to the higher stage, second class, first class, no question. No question now. You understand?
For example, like one of the faults can be, say for example, temple is not clean. So I can complain if temple is not clean, or I can also think, no, I should not say that the temple is not clean. Or the best way is to actually clean. I take the initiative, I see that the temple is not clean. Yes, then it's an opportunity for my service.
If it's a pure devotee, he will think that, oh, not clean, Krishna has given me the chance to clean. A second class devotee will say, you will call someone to clean. The third class will think that, look, everyone is rascal. They don't want to do anything. So they just how you think. Yes. You understand? If you want to find fault, then there you can find many, many faults. The Prabhupada said, even you can find fault with me. Correct? So that's where your purification comes. I mean, what to do, people, I don't know. I'm also third class. I'm always trying to find fault, shout, break. What to do?
For example, let's say ISKCON, I'll say, can the temple authority never be wrong? Like, we cannot question them. Like, there is no chance for them to be.
Prabhupada said that in a letter. This happened in Russia, so there was a problem there. So the letter was quoted about how Prabhupada said that the leaders of the temple that you cannot question. That's the duty of the spiritual master to question. You understand? That letter is there. You can go to the folio. See. I can take it out for you also. How to take out?
But in Ritwik case, no.
Ah,
But if the leader is doing something wrong,
if he's doing some wrong, then you report to the spiritual master or whoever is representing him.
but if the person representing him is the leader who is actually wrong.
Oh, he's wrong. Like what? Like what? Breaking principle?
Not following.
Then, of course, then you cannot be foolish. If somebody is breaking principle, then you got every right. Like, for example, in Russia, the complaint was that, he brought people in and then they were drinking and this and that, so many arguments. But then I asked, of course, I had to meditate on this. I said, but did he break principle? No, he didn't. Then what's the problem? You understand? So it's all, the first thing a Prabhupada will do when you go to such a temple and there are so many millions of problems. Are you attending Mangala? Are you chanting your Ram? Are you following the four principles? That's what is main question. Because if you don't do this, then you will come to, as I already explained in today's class, what will be the consequence? You understand? So that's the problem. The problem is you're not Krishna conscious. And you start finding fault. This is my experience. I've seen many places I go. It's the problem. And when you start pushing all the regulation, everything becomes. How's the temple? Oh, very nice, Prabhu. Now, no problem. You understand? So that's the issue.
How do, let's say, group families, if you feel that the temple is doing something that deviant, how do they deal with this situation?
So yes, you bring the matter up to the authorities and let them advise you accordingly how this is deviant. You have to see, according to Sadhu, Shastra Guru, whether they are really deviant. You understand? And I don't think if it's deviant, the temple will run, Huh?
Even
It's
better.
not running, it's breaking. Huh? I don't see that's happening.
It's happening.
I don't see. I'm traveling practically to all our temples. I don't see any problem. How you get so many people if it's not doing something right? Huh?
ISKCON is getting more people than
Yeah, thousands.
At least I worry about myself now. I don't cannot compare with this ISKCON. What's the need for that? In our temple, as long as we are following what Prabhupada is given and everyone is attending the programs, is that, then I should be okay. Of course, in any situation, there will be some disgruntled people. That's inevitable fact. Going to some, they just have to accommodate, see what to do, how to do. Material world is not a perfect place, no? Yes? Correct? If the ship is, what? Taking violently, what do you do? Jump out into the water? That's foolish. You understand? Just reserve. And as long as you keep going, then everything will get sorted out. That's what I experienced. Surely, you're not in my position. How many problems that I went through? Unlimited headaches. It's so many crazy guys, They live and work with them and have to push on. That over years, things all fizzle out. It's that how you fizzle out? Because you are making advancement. Correct? So if you come to the advanced stage, then sir, you see nobody, no problem. But if you stay always in the third class platform, then always finding fault. Yes? One of the, what is that? Position of the third class devotee, what is that? 11 to 40, what? 5? 45? Third class devotee? No, not this. 47? 47, yeah.
A. Devotee who faithfully engages in the worship of the deity in the temple but does not behave properly towards the other devotees or people in general is called Prakrita Bhakta, a materialistic devotee, and is to be considered to be in the lowest position.
You understand? Doesn't behave properly towards
Other
other devotees. Considered as a materialistic devotee. So the purport, you can read. You got this? You go and read the purport.
Maybe not so. Maybe for other senses, taking a efforts may not be pure, but he might have some flow. And how the juniors, deal with it? Like just order it, learn to work with him.
What else you want to do? Find a pure devotee. Huh? No, I will only work with a pure devotee. Huh? So whatever we got, we accept it as Krishna's arrangement and move on. Yes? To say that he is not a pure devotee, he is a pure devotee, first of all, to understand that you must be a pure devotee. If you are not a pure devotee, how you see another pure devotee? Possible? Not possible. So that statement itself is a what? Not a correct statement. You understand? To judge someone is pure, someone impure, that is invalid. We have to learn how to see everybody as pure except ourselves. That's the training. That's why we are what? Call everybody as what? Prabhu. Prabhu. Why? You are master, I am servant. No, you are not real master. I won't call you Prabhu from today. What do you call him? Rascal? Yeah? Tell me. The whole idea is that we have to become Tranadapi,
Sunichaya.
Taroapi.
Sahishrana.
That is the training. You understand? Till you advance. And when is the time I'm going to advance? That who can decide? You decide. Huh? Who decide? Krishna in your heart. You follow. You understand? For anyone who coming, usually when he comes into the movement, they always have headaches. Always have so many problems. And slowly become fixed up. Then yes, many things you appreciate. And then you are training others up. Others will say the same thing to you. This is a cycle that goes on. Yes? You understand? So we have to just accept it and move on. So there's no ideal position in the material world. Yes? The only ideal position is to become a devotee. Correct? Krishna himself says, right? By all means become a devotee.
Yeah.
Yes? All these things are put to us by Krishna himself so that we learn, go forward. Otherwise, how? Everyone who comes, the first thing you have to do is wash the pot, no? Why you have to wash the pot?
Clean the bathroom.
No, Prabhu, you come here, you become the president. Does it work? Have to learn. Yes. Everything is what? Training, learning. Again, you mature. Then, yeah, push, movement, so many things. That requires some sacrifice. Yes?
Yes. Yes.
He has already said yes. All right. Thank you very much. Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki
Jai.
Srila Prabhupada. Gaur Premanandi.
Hari Hari.